Replace me with Kobe with Shaq. I don't win a championship. You don't think I could carry the Lakers to a championship? Like, I've never had the opportunity.
Because in 15 or 20 years, I don't want to be sitting somewhere talking about what I could have done.
You're already ahead of the game.
This shit bothers the shit out of me.
That's it.
Like,
You have
Kobe
muscle
was
mentality.
better than T-Mac because he wanted to be better than T-Mac.
They call him the Black Mamba. I mean, man, deadly. He was just, to me, one of the greatest ball players I've ever seen to play basketball.
His quickness and agility and ability to get his jump shot off from anywhere, you had to respect that. He was an issue for the defense.
T-Mac just made the biggest mistake of his post-retirement career. The former NBA star decided to come for Kobe Bryant's legacy, and the basketball world absolutely destroyed him for it. This wasn't just a bad take. This was career suicide.
I felt like if I was put in that position to win a championship, I damn sure would show up and do what I do in the playoffs to elevate my team to that level. I just never had the chance. So do I get diminished because I never won a championship?
Right.
Yeah, that's what. Is it my fault?
That's what they're saying.
Response was immediate and merciless. Former players came out of the woodwork to defend the Black Mamba, and what they said to McGrady was absolutely savage. This is the complete breakdown of how T-Mac got completely embarrassed for disrespecting a legend, Tracy McGrady. Sitting comfortably in retirement, decided it was the perfect time to throw shade at Kobe Bryant's legacy. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, sure, but there's a massive difference between having an opinion and completely trashing greatness.
For me, we have too many talented players that come through this league that are championship worthy. What I mean by that, if you take them off a team that is a championship quality team, replace me with Kobe with Shaq. I don't win a championship. You don't think I could carry the Lakers to a championship? Like, I've never had the opportunity.
The moment those words left T-Mac's mouth, the basketball world collectively lost its mind. This wasn't just a casual take. This was a full-on assault on one of the most beloved figures in NBA history. McGrady really had the audacity to question the accomplishments of a man who literally bled purple and gold for 2 decades. The plot thickens. After the initial backlash hit harder than a Shaq dunk, McGrady tried to clarify his comments. His clarification? It made everything 10 times worse.
Everybody know Kobe's my man. And to go back to those comments, I never should have said replace. I don't want to say I'm replacing Kobe. Kobe's my brother, bro. There's no way in hell I will ever disrespect my brother like that. Yes, it came out as me replacing. I never said I was better than Kobe. Kobe and Shaq is winning 3 championships. At this time, I think by the second or third championship, Kobe's probably the best player in the game. When you look at Kobe and you look at MJ and these guys that are on that tier, it's an obsession that they have with the game of basketball. I will stand on playing with Shaq, though. Yeah, I believe if I'm playing with that big guy, I can win a championship.
The response was immediate, and it was devastating. Former players, current stars, analysts, everyone came out swinging in defense of the Black Mamba.
T-Mac is a building that had 100 floors. He went up to 75. Kobe was a building that had 90 floors, and he went up to 90. So I don't like this type of shit. He wanted to be better than T-Mac. He had to be better than T-Mac. He was willing to give his body, his reputation, all of that to be better than T-Mac. So much of greatness, when we talk about it, is in what people are willing to sacrifice and dedicate to it.
And this former player absolutely annihilated McGrady's argument. And honestly, every single word was deserved. McGrady seems to forget that Kobe Bryant didn't just play basketball. He was a basketball incarnate. The man embodied everything that makes the sport beautiful. The competition, the drive, the relentless pursuit of perfection. Real talk. Where was Tracy McGrady when Kobe was carrying teams to championships? Where was T-Mac when Kobe was dropping 81 points in a single game? He was at home, watching just like the rest of us peasants, because his teams couldn't even escape the first round of the playoffs consistently.
T-Mac had some good teams. Not really in Orlando, but in Houston, we're talking about
Yeah, for sure.
Meta, Yao, when Yao was on the court, Shane Battier. There were guys there with him. And he just didn't do what Kobe did to get to where Kobe was.
Here's the reality check McGrady desperately needs. Kobe Bryant entered the NBA straight from high school in 1996. An 18-year-old kid from Philadelphia had the audacity to believe he could compete with grown men who had been playing professional basketball for years.
When you get a new ball, it is really slippery until the basketball can be broken in. That's his first 2 points of the game.
Off the rim, though, good. Bryant with the rebound, goes up for the slam. Antlers lead at 13-9, but Kobe Bryant is coming on strong. Taken away by Kobe Bryant, who is going to go the distance, up and slams it.
Didn't just compete, he absolutely dominated. But here's what separates legends from good players. Kobe Bryant's journey wasn't always smooth sailing. He had his struggles, his failures, his dark moments that would have broken lesser men. Remember the early 2000s when people questioned whether he could win without Shaq.
All right. This year will be, when June rolls around, 20 years since you won your first title. What immediately comes to your mind? Crazy, right?
People don't know that. It was tough.
What was that breakthrough when it was okay?
I understand how to connect the team more. I didn't have to with Shaq, because Shaq was the guy that connected everybody, and still drove a hard bargain, but he was the jovial one and connected everybody.
This is where Kobe's true character exploded onto the scene. Instead of making excuses, instead of pointing fingers, instead of taking cheap shots at other players' legacies like some people, he got back to work. The man literally transformed his entire game, became a better leader, and proved every single doubter wrong. 5 championship rings, an 81-point game that still gives people chills, an MVP award, 2 finals MVPs, 8 All-Star selections. But the numbers don't even scratch the surface of what made Kobe special. It was the Mamba mentality. The way this man approached every single game like his life depended on it.
The idea is a very simple one, and the Mamba mentality simply means trying to be the best version of yourself. That's what the mentality means. It means every day you're trying to become better. And it's a constant quest. It's an infinite quest. Well, the passion came from the love for the game. I loved everything about it, like the smell of the ball.
You love the smell of the ball?
Yes, the ball. The smell of like brand new sneakers, like the sound the ball makes when it hits the ground.
Sneakers in the gym.
Yeah, the ball going through the net, like all those things I love. And so the passion comes from that. Because once you have that love, you just want to be a part of this thing all the time.
Those 5 championships completely demolished McGrady's argument. Kobe didn't just stumble into championships. He earned them through blood, sweat, and pure obsession with winning. The first three-peat with Shaq from 2000 to 2002. Critics love to claim Kobe was just riding Shaq's coattails. Really? Is that why Shaq himself has said multiple times that those championships were impossible without Kobe? After Shaq left, everyone said Kobe couldn't win as the primary option. The media, the fans, even some former players, they all doubted him. History has a funny way of repeating itself. What did Kobe do? He went out and won 2 more championships in 2009 and 2010, completely destroying every doubter in his path. Those back-to-back titles weren't just victories. They were answers to everyone who said he couldn't do it alone. The difference between Kobe's mentality and McGrady's mentality is the difference between a champion and someone who makes excuses. This controversy isn't just about basketball stats or championships. It's about two completely different DNA structures. Kobe Bryant faced adversity and transformed it into rocket fuel. Remember the 2008 finals loss to Boston? Most players would have been shattered by that defeat. Not Kobe. He came back hungrier than a lion that hadn't eaten in weeks and won the next two championships. Tracy McGrady.
When we lost in the finals to the Celtics in 2008, that was a turning point. So when I sat there in the hotel room afterwards, I started thinking about that, because it's on me. If I didn't feel like my teammates were aggressive enough, that falls on me. And I had to understand what their journey was. How are they feeling as people? What are they going through? And when you do that, you have that empathy. It also helps you to be a better leader.
When faced with adversity, he apparently prefers throwing stones at other people's achievements rather than building his own legacy. T-Mac was talented, incredibly talented. But talent without championships, without that killer instinct, without that unbreakable will to win, that's just wasted potential.
No, you're not just saying you switching out with Kobe and you're gonna be what Kobe was. That's not. Yeah, I don't agree with nothing that. Nothing away from T-Mac. Great player. Oh, you not Kobe. Yeah.
What really grinds gears about this whole situation is that Kobe Bryant spent his entire career lifting up the game of basketball, inspiring countless players, and showing the world what true dedication looks like. Meanwhile, McGrady is sitting in retirement trying to tear down that legacy. It's honestly pathetic time for some cold, hard facts because numbers don't have bias. They don't have agendas, and they certainly don't lie. Tracy McGrady career averages 19.6 points, 5.6 rebounds, 4.4 assists. Solid numbers, no doubt about it. Kobe Bryant career averages 25 points, 5.2 rebounds, 4.7 assists. Already superior across the board. But that's not even the devastating part. Here's where it gets absolutely brutal for McGrady's argument: playoff success. Kobe played in 220 playoff games and won 5 championships. McGrady? He played in just 47 playoff games and never made it past the first round until he joined other superstars later in his career as a role player even.
Yeah, and that mentality too.
I might have to disagree.
I don't know though. You know what my difference mine is though, big fella, is the mentality.
Those numbers don't tell the complete story. Greatness isn't just about individual stats. It's about impact. It's about clutch moments. It's about rising to the occasion when the lights are brightest and the pressure is suffocating. Remember Kobe's performance in Game 6 of the 2010 Finals? 15 rebounds as a guard in an elimination game. That's not just skill. That's pure championship DNA flowing through his veins.
Certainly smarter and uses his body well. Allen on Kobe Bryant down this end. Quick pocket. Season really becoming one of the elite point guards in the league. And that's a shot he's going to have to take and make.
This brings us to the heart of this entire debate. What defines a legacy? Is it individual accolades? Is it peak performance? Or is it the ability to win when it matters most? To elevate your game and your teammates when the stakes are at their absolute highest? Tracy McGrady had moments of brilliance. There's no denying that. His scoring ability was absolutely otherworldly at times. But moments don't make legends. Consistency does. Championships do. The ability to perform under pressure when your legacy is on the line. Does McGrady's comments completely ignore the context of Kobe's greatness? This wasn't a player who was handed success on a silver platter. Kobe earned every single accolade, every single championship, every single moment of praise through obsessive dedication, the 4 a.m. workout sessions, the obsessive film study, the way he would challenge teammates to be better, sometimes to the point of heated arguments. That wasn't arrogance. That was a champion's DNA. That was someone who understood that good. Enough is the enemy of great, meanwhile.
Just what he did for the culture of basketball for so many years, and not only that, but for the world. It's a sad day. I guess in my heart, Kobe would want us to beat the Celtics. So
he's obviously one of the hardest workers the game's ever seen, one of the greatest players the game's ever seen, and he's also a great father. I'm just I really don't know what to say, man.
What's McGrady's lasting impact on the game? What moments can anyone point to where he elevated his team or his sport to a higher level? The silence is absolutely deafening. The basketball community's response to McGrady's comments has been overwhelmingly clear. This crossed every line imaginable. It's not just about defending Kobe. It's about defending what he represented to the sport.
I don't think Tracy McGrady during that run, I don't think he was.
In 2002?
I don't think he was as good as Bryant.
You know, guys out here talking crazy about Bean right now.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
like all of a sudden, you know, it's what they could have done.
I don't like
you know, Bean.
I don't like the injury around the energy around it.
Yeah,
And,
man. I saw you made a post, man, and it kind of took off, man. What's your feeling on that?
I just don't like because none of this weird talk was going on while he was here. And I also think I want to also say something else. Like, I work for ESPN, I work for Fox, some of these big machines. When you have people talking about the greatness of players, it's not that I don't respect it, I just don't go by it.
Listen to the passion in these voices. These aren't just people defending a friend or a former opponent. These are people defending an ideal, a standard of excellence that Kobe embodied throughout his legendary career. The most telling part of this entire controversy? The people rushing to Kobe's defense include players from every era, every team, every background imaginable. Why? Because greatness recognizes greatness, and anyone who truly understands basketball knows what Kobe meant to this sport.
The only time he ever said something to me, man, was when his last game in LA. I think we played him the last time in LA, and he said, "Yo, bro, I appreciate all the battles." He was like, man, he said in my ear, you one of the toughest defenders I ever played against. And he was like, if not the toughest, he was like, but I got something for you. I think I asked him for the jersey. I'm like, let me get the jersey.
Even players who battled against Kobe, who competed with him for championships, who sometimes absolutely hated playing against him, they all respect what he accomplished. They all acknowledge his greatness without hesitation. Because when you're in those arenas, when you're facing that kind of pressure, when you're trying to win at the highest level, you recognize and respect those who excel in those moments.
I was out here for a workout, and I've never seen anyone work out as hard as Kobe.
I've never seen anybody that prepared. He was 17 years old and was ready to play NBA basketball. That's pretty amazing.
Controversy reveals something much bigger than just a disagreement between former players. It shows us the stark difference between those who achieved true greatness and those who fell short of it. Sometimes, those who fell short try to diminish the achievements of those who reached the mountaintop. Kobe Bryant's legacy doesn't need defending from Tracy McGrady's comments. The 5 championship banners hanging in Staples Center defend themselves. The 81 points against Toronto defend themselves. The Mamba mentality that continues to inspire athletes across all sports. That defends itself perfectly, but McGrady's comments reveal his own deep insecurity about his place in basketball history. That's genuinely sad. T-Mac was a great player in his own right. He didn't need to tear down Kobe's legacy to build up his own, but apparently, he thought he did. Tracy McGrady made comments that were disrespectful, completely inaccurate, and honestly beneath someone of his stature in the basketball world. The backlash he received wasn't just predictable. It was absolutely justified and necessary. Kobe Bryant's legacy doesn't need validation from Tracy McGrady or anyone else breathing on this planet. It stands on its own merit. 5 championships, countless clutch moments, and a standard of excellence that continues to inspire players. Today and for generations to come, this controversy serves as the perfect reminder of what true greatness actually looks like. It's not about tearing others down. It's about building yourself up. It's not about making excuses. It's about making championship plays. It's not about talking about what could have been. It's about achieving what others said was impossible. Tracy McGrady had his chance to cement a championship legacy. He had the talent. He had the opportunity. He had the platform. But he didn't have what Kobe had. That unbreakable will to win, that Mamba mentality that separates the good from the truly great. Now, years later, instead of celebrating the greatness of his era, he's trying to diminish it. That tells us everything we need to know about the difference between these two players and their legacies. Kobe Bryant, champion, legend, Mamba. Case closed, argument over. End of discussion. What do you think? Was McGrady completely out of line? Or does he somehow have a point? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more basketball debates that actually matter. Until next time, keep that Mamba mentality alive.